do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. The Order of Oriental Templars, better known as Ordo Templi Orientis, or merely OTO, is the first religious body to base its work on the law of Thelema. OTO is essentially a vehicle for organizing and mobilizing under the law. Since we can't expect any sort of deus ex machina to take us to a new Jerusalem, the old social forms are obsolete and oppressive, and humans need social contexts in which to temper and express our individual wills. Crowley introduced the law of Thelema to OTO in the early decades of the 20th century, but without his leadership, the order went into a dormant period for the 30 years following his death. Starting in the 1970s, surviving members began to reorganize, and growth has been fairly steady ever since. There are now thousands of active members organized in over 40 different countries worldwide. The United States is one of 5 with a Grand Lodge or national section. OTO includes 2 outer rites or systems of ceremony for the purpose of realizing the divine in the human. The first of these is Ecclesia Gnostica Catholica, a church body whose central ritual is a symbolic drama called the Gnostic Mass, intended to cultivate religious ecstasy without moralizing or superstition. Since the Book of the Law affirms that every man and every woman is a star, our church requires priestesses as well as priests. The clergy organize group ceremonies, but we do not serve as intermediaries between the individual and his or her God. The most important form of deity in Thelema is the Algoides, personal genius, or holy guardian angel, which is understood to be unique for each individual. A person baptized in the church affirms, "I will know my own will. I will do my own will. I will rejoice in the will of my God." The other outer rite of OTO is Mysteria Mystica Maxima, a set of graduated initiations using the methods of Freemasonry and the ancient mystery cults. Fraternal temple initiation in person may seem somewhat antiquated, and indeed, the heyday of such work in the United States was the late 1800s. But living 21st century lives in smartphones and video displays deprives us of many of the contacts and sensory channels that previously would have integrated us into age-old networks of human consciousness. The OTO degrees redress these faults, while developing self-discipline and self-knowledge towards the goals of individual liberty and universal brotherhood. Another important but still largely unrealized dimension of OTO is the establishment of intentional communities centered on profess houses. Crowley briefly operated such a project, the Abbey of Thelema in Cefalù in the 1920s. And late in life, he was making plans for another, to be called the Green Lion, which never came to fruition. The creative opportunity to bring such communities into existence is important, however, to the Thelemic movement as a whole, because despite our emphasis on the liberty of the individual, we recognize that many of the most admirable and challenging aspects of human existence can only manifest in cooperation with others. People today intuitively grasp the obsolescence of many aspects of our social system. The reduction of men and women to consumers results in profound alienation, compensated only by the most superficial of freedoms. The law of Thelema challenges us all to find a deeper sort of liberty that can empower us to remake society in a world that has already shifted under our feet. For my part, I maintain that thelema is first and foremost the formula of spiritual development most suited to our cultural and historical circumstances. It includes a philosophy based on super-rational experiences. It provides a basis for sacred observance that synthesizes the best elements of so-called world religions. As I see it, thelema is more Christian than Christianity, and more satanic than Satanism.